Hello?
Welcome to Cry School.
Cool.
Follow me.
Your future is coming for you. But don't worry, we'll get you ready.
So hi, my name is Ron Ramsey. This is my 5th year at Christ School, and I am the director of the outdoor program. The outdoor program here at Christ School includes lots of activities: cross-country mountain biking, rock climbing, bouldering, whitewater kayaking, backpacking, hiking, adventure racing. We take advantage of our mountains, and we take advantage of the interests of the students and the faculty that are involved. Christ School sits on 500 acres of mixed hardwood and pine and 7 miles of trail and a lake that allows our students to on campus get out and recreate on a regular basis, and is the foundational instructional area for our outdoor program. We live in an amazing place that allows our students the opportunity to get off campus and to get away. Within 30 minutes we're catching fish, or we're taking our bikes off a trailer and in some of the best mountain biking terrain in the southeast. I think something our students benefit from here at Christ School and beyond is an authentic opportunity to experience something with other people, find a passion that stays with them for the rest of their life. We're real thoughtful and intentional about creating those opportunities and empowering our students to lead. I think the essence of our outdoor program is a quotation from William Blake, where it says that great things are done when men and mountains meet. And I think that sums up our school and our outdoor program at the same time.
My name is Sarah Baldwin. I'm the instructor of Fine Arts and Art History at Christ School, and this is my 3rd year at the school. We look at painting, pottery, we work with graphite, 2D design, 3D design, and just recently we're getting into more digital photography and graphic design. One of the best gifts this program has ever received is the gift of this space, the Kennedy Herderick Art Studio. It's a beautiful space to be able to work in. In addition to the gallery space in the art studio, we have 2 other galleries on campus that provide students with the opportunity to exhibit their own creations to the Christ School community. Art education is so important, especially at an all-boys boarding school, because it teaches boys that they are allowed to be creative and expressive individuals, and most importantly, it allows them to simply be themselves and to have fun while doing so. Really, creating art is about visualizing the things that we can't see, like our feelings and thoughts. And so I think by studying art, it allows our students to become better communicators and fit for communicating in a society that is now more geared towards the...
Hi, my name is Brooke DePelto, and I'm the Dean of Academics and Curriculum at Christ School. Christ School is a small school. We only have 290 students. And that's great because when a school is small, when you have a school of our size, you're gonna sit in the front of the classroom because there really is no back of the classroom. We see our students as individuals. We don't see them as a collective group. They're not a mass. They are people. They're individuals with hopes and dreams and goals. And our faculty see them for who they are, and they work with them to move them forward. We really believe in customizing a student's schedule to meet his needs. So if you're passionate about science, we have all the science classes you could dream of taking. If your strength is math, we offer 4 years of college math at the high school level. If you're passionate about language, you can double up in language. You can study Spanish and Arabic. You can study Arabic and Mandarin. You don't get to be a number. You get to be you. And as you get to choose the classes that best meet your ability and your needs and your desires. Research tells us that boys learn differently, and it's true. Boys are more active learners. In our Learning Resources program here at Christ School, we have different avenues to help our students. We have teachers who work with them to teach compensatory strategies. That program is really individualized, but it's within a class. We also have a writing center where students can receive one-on-one support with their written work. So we're working to augment our students' skills so that they can be the best students they can be here at Christ School. We try to use a variety of testing mechanisms. So students will take standardized tests, they'll take classroom exams, classroom assessments, but they'll also do project-based learning where they have to work in groups, where they have to be thoughtful and deliberate in creating and designing a project. We're really immersed in our community and we're immersed in our surroundings. Education doesn't just happen inside the walls of a classroom. There are opportunities everywhere, every day to learn and to grow. One of the really great things about an independent school is that you get to see your teachers in different lights. You see them as your teacher, you see them as your coach, you see them as your dorm parent, and so you build these multi-dimensional relationships in which you actually get to see your teachers as real people. Our teachers care about our boys, they care about them, and I'm gonna come back to this again and again, because at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal, and that goal is to educate and prepare our boys for college.
My name is Isaac Rankin. I'm the Director of Residential Life at Christ School. This is my 7th year here, and I oversee the leadership program. One of my favorite things about Christ School is the tremendous opportunity students have to lead in so many ways. We rely on our seniors to be senior leaders. That means dorm proctors and prefects, overseeing the chapel program, overseeing the honor council, overseeing job in the morning. At the same time, you don't have to be a senior to lead at Christ School. If you want an opportunity to step up and lead, you'll have that opportunity here at Christ School, and you'll have the support from the faculty, staff, and administration to lead in the area where you are passionate. We have the Life Skills program, and the Life Skills program creates opportunities for students to be exposed to topics and subjects they might not otherwise receive in the classroom. For seniors, we focus on financial skills after they are done. For a number of grades, we focus on social media and technology education to try and build healthy habits in that area. At the same time, we talk about relationships. We talk about things that prepare our students to interact outside of a boys' school setting and outside of a boarding school setting. Another aspect of the leadership program that's important is getting off campus. We have an incredibly strong community service program here, but I would argue that it's not a community service program. It's a servant leadership program in which service is a vehicle for developing leaders It's not just about doing community service. It's about serving and leading and learning. I think one of the most important gifts that we offer our students at Christ School as leaders is the ability to learn and to fail. Being challenged as leaders in the classroom, on the athletic field, and in the dorm for a 16, 17, 18-year-old boy, they're not always going to get it right. And so when that takes place, you have an opportunity to learn and grow together, and for everyone to have a stake and to take ownership in the school and the community around them.
Hi, I'm James Euler. I teach history and I'm in charge of the 8th grade program at Christ School. This is my 16th year here. One of the best things about the 8th grade program at Christ School is that they're in a small group and they kind of become the bedrock of that class and what that class is going to mean to the institution. We try to build a community using some of the seniors that are going to embrace them as big brothers. And it gives them a benefit of learning and growing together. Boys are almost inherently competitive, and we have to kind of teach them how to be collaborative. What they get to do by being here in 8th grade is they're kind of getting, it's a springboard into high school. They're getting guidance from some of the most seasoned professionals that we have here at Christ School. They get to know each other really well. We try to do things not just inside the classroom, but we like to get them oriented into this community and this city. By the time they start 9th grade, when it really matters, they know the system, they know what's expected. And I think that gives them a big advantage compared to someone coming in at 9th grade. It becomes a great setting for all boys to thrive. Because in the end, these guys learn about love and citizenship and faith and believing in themselves and believing that they can become something greater than what they already are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Greenie Dome and the Christ School Broadcast Network for this matchup between Christ School and the Trinity School of Durham and Chapel Hill. I'm Associate Athletic Director Bobby Long, alongside JV basketball coach and basketball aficionado Jamil Brenneman. So the Greenies come into the game after a heartbreaking loss last night to Carolina Day at the buzzer. Final score is 59-58. Christ School remains second in the conference behind Asheville Christian Academy. Jamil, the Greenies were up 6 with 2 minutes remaining. What did you see from the Carolina Day that brought them back into the game?
It was a really close game, Bobby, but one thing that happened at the end was Christ School had some trouble making free throws, actually, and that got them in their previous game as well. But really, they had done a lot of things well. They were in position to win that game, and it really did come down to the last play, and Carolina Day drew up a great play, and they got that layup, and that ended up making the difference. But Christ School is making a lot of good things happen, and hopefully they can ride the positives from that game into this game right today, because they've got a tough opponent.
Yeah, we were talking about some keys to the game a couple minutes ago, and one of the things that Christ School is going to need to do specifically is to get the ball inside. And actually, we've got a national anthem coming up here, so we'll talk about some of those keys to game when we get back. All right, we got starters here for the visitors. Number 3, a junior, 6'1", Jaden Smith. A 6'5" senior, Noah Dinkins. We got a 6'6" senior, Marcotis Hall. That's number 14. Number 22, Brandon Arnold, a senior, 6'7", and number 23, Gavin Biziak, a 6'6" junior.
Forest Christ School, they're coming with the same lineup they used yesterday. Trey Austin, Kojak Thompson, and Brad Holverson all in the backcourt. And then in the front court, Deontay Green and Gabe Wisnitzer. I thought Deontay looked really good last night and was getting us some of those inside buckets that you were talking about that we're going to try to look for, but we weren't always converting them, but I thought he would convert most of his.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he's played very well as of late. You know, just a freshman. He seemed far more comfortable these last few games, including a double-double on Tuesday against Asheville Christian Academy. So look for Deontay to continue that, and we'll need him here as they have 4 starters over 6'5". But talking a little bit more about the keys to the game, yesterday Carolina Day did a great job spreading our guys out defensively. They made it really difficult to play Gabe and Justice, 2 6'10" guys on the court at the same time. And so really look for the Greenies to establish themselves down low early and often. And, you know, more of that. We need to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, and hopefully so. We'll see how it goes. We're about ready to get this tip off. So it's going to be Wisnitzer tipping for Christ School.
And Brandon Arnold for the Trinity School of Durham and Chapel Hill.
Looked like Gabe won that tip. But I guess they actually, yeah, and so they're going to say it was off Christ School. So Trinity will begin with the ball here, and we are underway on this Saturday afternoon in Arden, North Carolina. Marcotis Hall gets us started with a 2-pointer from the baseline.
Yeah, Marcotis, no hesitation there to get that shot up over the taller defender. Both teams starting off in man.
There they are looking to try to get it going early with Wisnitzer. Couldn't make that shot off the drop step.
Yeah, no worries there, but, you know, that's what they need to do, get the ball in, maybe force them into some foul trouble. But, you know, I think with Gabe and Justice, looks like a very, you know, while these guys are tall, 6'6", 6'7", looks like all of them play from the wing. So it's going to be important for these guys to do a good job defensively.
Dinkins missed that 3 from the wing, but now it's Hall with it up top. Arnold pump fakes there. And now he's got Arnold again. Smith getting some tight defense from Kojak, as we're used to. Taking their time on offense here. They had Arnold on the cut, but he couldn't handle the pass, and it's going to go the way of the Greenies.
Yeah, good job there by Deontay. You know, got beat, but recovered, able to force the ball out of bounds. And Greenies will get their second chance here, second look to try and get on the board.
Token full court pressure from Trinity. Here's Halverson in the corner. Good 2-man game with Green. They swing it around. Thompson on a tough drive there, draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, the foul's on Gavin Biziak, his team's first. Good job there by Kojak to get in and get to the free throw line.
I thought he had some really nice drives yesterday. Some tough finishes. Occasionally he gets out of control, but in general, it really helps the offense when he can go get his.
Yeah, Kojak does a great job of you know, I rarely see him get blocked, obviously a shorter guard, but does a great job of moving the ball, making it difficult for the defense to take it away as he knocks down the first one.
Second one is also pure, so it's a two-all game here in the early minutes.
You know, after the game yesterday, Kojak was obviously disappointed, missed a couple free throws there in the last minute, but it's good to see him get to the line, knock those first 2 down, and I'd be surprised if he missed any free throws tonight.
Step back, baseline shot by Hall. That's a tough matchup for the taller Wisnitzer with that mobility that Hall's showing there with the dribble.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 here in the early going, 4 points for Hall.
Halverson can't get that fall away to go. Hall with the rebound, and he pushes it ahead to Dinkins. He goes all the way, misses, but Arnold is there on the putback. So some transition from Trinity there early. They take a 6-2 lead here.
He had a 3-on-2. Good job there by Deontay Hall to play defense and not foul, but, you know, unfortunately, Greenies weren't there to clean it up. And Arnold was 6'2" here. Christ School trails.
They go in again to Wisnitzer. He pivots, but they're going to say he stepped too many times as he was trying to come around and find Austin on the opposite side. They are trying to establish it, but hasn't worked out so far going inside for Wisnitzer.
Yeah, it looks like Trinity is probably making a conscious effort here to double or triple the ball there. Now, if the travel hadn't been called, he did a good job of finding Trey Austin wide open for a 3. So look for that, more double teams from Trinity, and Christ School having to get the ball out early.
Biziak loses the handle, and it looks like Brad picked it up and then drew the foul.
Yeah, second foul here. Yeah, second foul there on Gavin Biziak. But they're going to keep him in.
Looks like they're going to bring someone for the next whistle.
Getting ready to check in is Jesse Walters, a 6'4" junior for Trinity.
Halverson again puts it on the floor, and there's Justice to get the putback.
Good job there by Justice. Didn't box him out. Able to convert. Didn't even need to come down with it. Put it right up. Greenies trailed just by 2 now.
Halverson putting it on the floor, looking aggressive early. Deontay almost there for the rebound. Justice gets it. Austin drives in, and that's an easy 2 for him. Good drive by Trey Austin there, and the Greenies are having their way with some penetration here early.
Yeah, yesterday I felt like probably about 60%, 70% of the shots came from 3 or deep mid-range, and the Greenies here early, I don't know if they've taken a shot from outside the paint. So good for them, making a conscious effort as Marcotis Hall with his 6th point.
Well, Austin was a bit out of control there, but he draws the foul, and he's going to shoot 2. A bit of an up and down game here. I like it. High tempo. With Justice checking in, how have you evaluated Justice's play since he's come back from the injury?
Yeah, Justice missed what felt like probably, I think, the first 14 games of the season.
Yeah.
He's been back as of recently. You know, I think he is a bit rusty, but, you know, I think what can't be overlooked is, one, his size in the middle, and defensively how much he helps protect the rim. You know, I think his footwork is always pretty solid. I think the one thing that, you know, missing that many games, I think with his hands, some of the passes that he would normally catch, you know, getting fired in from outside, he kind of let some of those go. But I would look as we head towards playoffs to him to be an absolutely key contributor for Christ School.
Yeah, he certainly made his presence felt early with that putback. And, yeah, he does alter shots a lot defensively, and sometimes those don't show up in the stat book, but that does change the game. So here he is with Arnold on him. Has it on the wing and now gives it to Jesse Northam, who's checked in. Go inside to Arnold again, but that's coming right back out to Hall. He's looking to drive again. Arnold gets it, and he's going to try a 3. That rims out. But Hall's there on the rebound, and he's fouled by Green. He's going for the block, but I think he got some of his hand.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by Marcotis Hall so far. He's got 6 points, I believe, here in the early going. He's kind of been all over the place.
Yeah, he's hit the step back. We've seen him on the boards now and scoring inside. And he's also looking to make plays for people too.
Yeah, absolutely. Has not touched the rim yet. 3 for 3 from the floor, getting to the line, getting offensive rebounds.
It's going to be a question for the Greenies of how to defend him. They started with Wisnitzer on him. Deontay was on him there. Maybe by committee today as Trinity takes a 10-8 lead. Here's Drew Redmond. He's checked in and brings it up the court for the Greenies, in for Kojak Thompson. And Redmond right away gets a 3, but can't get it to go. Deontay Green is there for the rebound and draws the foul. We'll have it underneath.
Yeah, you can see there they are ready for Justice. Justice did a great job of getting rid of the ball, but they triple-teamed him this second. The ball went into the post, so we're going to have to get some cutters from the outside. We're going to have to get some guys ready to knock down some shots.
Halverson off on that 3. Ajaboy is there. Gets it out to Redmond, and he puts it in. Good cut there by Drew.
Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds for Justice here early. Great job of getting rid of it and getting it to Drew Redmond, who had a great cut.
Trinity can't get the answer with the 3, and Drew was looking to run out there, but he literally ran out. He was out of bounds for a second before he started bringing it out of the backcourt.
Yeah, Drew just a freshman for the Greenies. One of the best defenders on the team. Excuse me, a sophomore for the Greenies. Great defender, especially on ball. So look for him to be important for Christ School today.
Yeah, him a sophomore and Deontay a freshman. The defense will be bright, hopefully, in the future here for Christ School. Also on the wing, looking for that screen and roll with Ajobo. Couldn't get it to him this time, and he pulls it out to Redmond. Looking in for Green, off on the pass, though. Looked like Green was kind of drifting towards the baseline. The ball was going towards his right, too far away. Crossover shot there by Northam, rims out, and Halverson's there with the rebound. More transition here for the Greenies. Redmond with a bit of a shake and bake, but can't make the shot. Ajobo tried to put it back in without coming down with it, couldn't do it.
Yeah, he did that on the first one, was able to convert. I feel like on that one, he was a little bit off balance. Should have been one he came down with and powered up. Nonetheless, with 2:12 remaining in the first quarter, Greenies and Trinity are tied at 10.
It's a good up and down game so far, both in man-to-man, as Arnold gets that one to finish, and they take back the 12-10 lead.
Yeah, so far, Arnold and Hall, who's out for the first time, have all 12 of the points.
Well, they're going to call him for up and down. I thought Ajobo might have just gotten the pass off before he came down, but the ref decided otherwise.
All right, right now, Greenie's got 6 on the floor. Somebody's got to come out.
So all 3 guards are going to be giving up some size, and the 2 front court guys are going to be having some size on Trinity. So depends if how either team wants to exploit that or just continue with their regular offense.
Yeah, we saw Marcotis Hall with some early good plays against Gabe. Right now, Justice is guarding him out on the three-point line. One of the things Carolina Day attempted to take advantage of yesterday was when a big was being guarded, or was guarding a guard, they really tried to get to the hole and make a play. So we'll see what Trinity tries to do here.
They're going to call a foul there. I'm not even sure on who. Both hands were up, but they're going to call Wisnitzer. Looked in decent position to me, but we're going to have 2 shots here for Dinkins. Going earlier, I like that matchup with Northam and Kojak. Northam looked really speedy on the drive, but Kojak was right there, step for step.
Yeah, absolutely. He took did a good job of trying to create a little bit of space. Took a contested shot. Good closeout there from Kojak as Trinity misses their first free throw.
Gets a second, so it's a 3-point game. Trinity up with a minute 30 left here in the first quarter. Thompson wasting no time, getting into the lane, finds Justice, and he puts that one in for 2. It's a welcome sign for the Greenies as Justice always makes his presence felt, but he's had a couple of those inside shots rim out on him in the last couple of games.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think he, with his size, doesn't use it, so to speak, and doesn't go towards the hole occasionally. Sometimes trying to settle as Marcotis Hall has an early 10 points here in the first quarter for Trinity. That was a name we were looking out for early, and he is not disappointed.
Ajobo on the dribble for 2.
That is not something that we normally see from Justice getting the ball. I think they were trying to do a little high-low action there, but they did a good job of keeping the ball from Gabe.
That one rims out there for Trinity, but a rebound by the pretty small Biziak. He finds Hall and he draws the foul, and I think he's going to shoot 2. Yeah, I think they were doubling down on Wisnitzer with that high-low, sloughing off of Justice a lot, and he said, well, I guess I'm going to put it on the floor and go to the basket.
Yeah, really took advantage of that there. And that Biziak that got the rebound is just a sophomore, the younger brother of Gavin, a junior, 6'6". Garrett just 6'2", so I'd imagine if we travel to Trinity next year, would not be surprised to see him around 6'5" or 6'6" himself.
Yeah.
Checking into the game for the first time, a junior, 6'8", Gentry Wood, and he will guard Justice. We have a 6'2" player guarding Justice.
We're going to stay on the perimeter for now. Wisnitzer's going to try a three. That rims out. Justice is there for the rebound, and he drew a foul. And that's one where even if you don't design the play for him, Justice is around the basket, and he can still affect the play.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely right. He's got a great motor here in the early going. You know, hasn't started the games as he has come back from injury, but definitely made his presence felt here as they leave Trey Austin wide open. No good, and that's going to be the second foul on Wisnitzer.
Well, I wonder if Trey got clipped there when he went for that three. He's limping maybe after he took the shot. He was open. It was a good look for the quick inbounds, but he missed the shot, and I wonder if he did get hit on his way down.
Yeah, with computer monitors here, couldn't quite tell what happened. Maybe got an ankle or some sort of leg injury there.
I just saw the live feed. It did look like the last step of the defender might have caught his foot, and he might have rolled his ankle just a little bit.
All right, that shot will not count. And at the end of the first quarter, Greenies trail 16-3. Trinity School of Durham and Chapel Hill 17-14. But a couple guys in foul trouble. Gavin Biziak only played about 1 minute for Trinity, while on the other hand, Gabe Wisnitzer with 2 early fouls.
And that maybe will force the Greenies' hand a little bit and maybe hopefully solve a problem for them of figuring out which personnel to use at which time. I mean, they were trying that 2 big men with Wiz and Justice at the same time. Now, obviously, they won't do that. They maybe will go with Justice and Deontay or even a smaller lineup, but hopefully that'll open up some different things for them.
Yeah, one thing I've seen early here is that I feel like Christ School's done a great job on the offensive glass. You know, sometimes they haven't converted out of it, but they forced some fouls. I know Justice had an early putback, so it's going to be really important for Christ School to use that size with 3 large guys down there and hopefully continue to get some easy buckets. And only 1 or 2 3-point attempts for Christ School, which normally I feel like we see the reverse. So they've really made a conscious effort to get the ball down low.
Greenies start the second quarter with Thompson, Redmond, Halverson, Green, and Ajobo. And he has the ball right now. Gets double teamed, finds Green at the elbow. They have to pull it out here. Thompson goes on the dribble, kicks it out to Redmond. One more to Halverson for the 3. That is long, and Hall is there for the rebound.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but a great extra pass from Drew Redmond. Found himself in the corner, found an open Brad Halverson.
Halverson again gets blocked this time, and it will stay Christ School ball underneath. Halverson's looking lively on the dribble, though.
Yeah, you know, tough early going here for Brad. I think, you know, hasn't converted on a shot yet as Justice nearly puts one home. But, you know, Brad is what they call a microwave guy. You know, he can heat up quick, and I would not be surprised. If you're only down 3 and Brad hasn't scored yet, you're in a great position.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. That inbounds play was one of those just as the coach drew it up. Kojak threw it, and it was deflected, but landed right to Justice. Unfortunately, couldn't make the shot. Christ School back with it, though. Immediate entry to Justice, and that frees up Redmond from the corner. Misses it, but Justice is there for the rebound and the putback.
Great job there. Thought for a second they might call him for a push. They did not, and he's able to convert. He now has 8 points here.
Kojak trying to double from the top there, couldn't get it. Biziak hits Arnold, who was going to put it on the floor, but got called for steps.
Yeah, so Gavin Biziak back in the game. Well, as I say that, he gets taken out, but he had 2 fouls in the first minute. He was back in there, made a good entry pass, but I think they'll take him out. They don't want him to pick up 3 with still 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Jaden Smith picking up Thompson. Thompson gets past him and kicks it out to Austin, but we're going to have an offensive foul there as Thompson made the jump pass and did go into Smith as he was making the pass.
Yeah, it's difficult. You know, sometimes with the jump pass, you can find the open guy in the corner. We see a lot from guys like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in the NBA, but other times they can leave you liable for a charge. and Trinity able to take advantage there. Jamil, I don't know if you expected me there to
I love the reference.
to throw out the NBA comparisons.
Hall again asserting himself, and he draws the foul from Green.
Yeah, Deontay did a good job there for the first part, moving his feet, but right at the last second brought his hand down. And, you know, they're going to call that every time.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep those hands straight up.
And that's going to be something to keep in mind for whoever does get tasked with guarding Hall, is he's probably going to try to not only get his shots and probably put the ball on the floor, but he's going to try to draw some fouls and get a weaker defender on him.
Yeah, 4 of 5 from the line so far. Missed his first one on that first free throw, but he's now 5 of 6 for 11 points. 11 of the 18. You know, at this point, this is when a coach is saying, man, if there's somebody that we got to guard.
And Austin fell as he was catching that ball, but wisely calls the timeout. As you were saying about someone guarding Hall, that's one thing when we talked about Deontay is he's been playing big minutes, but he's also been given a lot of difficult defensive assignments, sometimes even guarding the point guard, because it just is the way the team matches up well.
Yeah, yesterday, you know, there's a guy, D'Angelo Elliott for Carolina Day. Great player, you know, about 6'5". Not sure what position he'll play at the next level, but he's able to knock down threes, be aggressive, taking the ball to the hole. And Deontay found himself guarding him quite a bit yesterday. So now he finds another difficult task in guarding Marcotis Hall, a 6'6" senior. And, you know, a guy who's probably started, I would imagine, for 3 years at Trinity. He's going to be a tough guy to guard. Real smart player, real aggressive, able to shoot, able to drive. So you find yourself trying to figure out, would I rather him drive and create, or would I rather give him the shot? And so far, you know, 3 of 3 from the field outside the paint, 4 of 5, 5 of 6 from the line. Maybe you're better off having him drive as long as you can do that without fouling.
Halverson gets the screen from Green. Looking inside. Ajobo gets it, kicks it out to Green. He's going to try a three. That might have got tipped. It went short. But Christ School maintains possession. Austin has it now. Still looking inside. Halverson on the step back going for the three that rims around and in.
There we go. So Brad's first 3 points of the game. Not a guy you want to get going. And sometimes for a shooter, you just need to see one fall, Jamil. Greenies take their first lead of the game as well, 19-18. Both teams have almost Christ School 1 foul away.
Trinity going inside. Arnold, even though he doesn't have the height advantage on Ajobo, went right at him and actually made a nice move. It just rimmed out, but Trinity keeps possession. It's a good hard-nosed game so far. Both teams staying in man-to-man.
Couldn't tell if that shot was blocked. Excuse me, Jamil.
No, you're good.
But good job here. Trey looking for a foul, didn't get it, needs to get back on defense. 4-on-1. Deontay, great job. Hey, look, on that one, yes, you gave up the 2 points, but you didn't foul, didn't have your second big guy with 2 fouls. So good job there by Deontay.
And a really good finish. There's Kojak with a great take. Just too fast for Trinity there, and he gets the Greenies back up with a 21-20 lead.
Yeah, speaking of good finishes, Kojak there, great job of getting around the defender and finishing.
Hall on the pump fake, got Deontay up for a second maybe. I didn't think he did a lot, but they're going to give him the foul. And now a technical.
All right, so it looks like that's going to count as a personal foul. The technicals, I believe, not only does he pick up his second foul, he picks up his 3rd foul there. So Marcotis Hall will draw a foul, shoot 2 free throws, 2 technical free throws, and it looks like here, potential for 4 points with no time going off the clock. Not what you want if you're Christ School.
First free throw goes in, a potential source of frustration here for the Greenies. You could even hear Trinity's coach telling Hall when he got the ball, go to work. And as he misses that one, you do see how much of a focal point he is for them. He's going to actually pass up these next 2. I guess these are the technical. Now this is interesting. Hall was the one who got fouled, and he shot 2 with no one. I thought the first 2 shots would be the technical free throws.
Yeah, you're right. Not quite sure what's happening there, but Trinity will get the ball. after the 2 technical free throws. So if they end up making a 3-pointer, that could be a 7-point play for Trinity. So
first free throw went there for Dinkins, and he's got 1 more. And then, as you said, they will get the ball back. I think maybe they did the technical and the shot free throws out of order, perhaps.
Yeah, so Dinkins now 2 of 4 from the line. So look, they had 4 free throws there, only convert 2. That was a chance to try and get a big lead off of a mistake there. But nonetheless, as Jesse Walters will take a shot with Justice in his face.
And that's over the back. Good box out by Austin. Even though it did look like Dinkins got a decent amount of the ball there, he did have to go over his back because Austin was in good box out position. And now notice that Wisnitzer's checked in, as we mentioned, Green with 3 fouls. So we are going to go with him with 2 fouls as he draws a foul there by Dinkins.
Yeah, that'll be Dinkins' second.
But he's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, speaking of being careful, with Gabe having 2 there, it looked like for a second Dinkins felt like, that Wisnitzer was going with a hook there. So I wasn't quite sure when that whistle was blown if they were going to be calling that on Wisnitzer, which would have been tough.
Yes. So he gets a 1-and-1 here. Both teams in the bonus with 4 minutes left, so we might get a decent amount of free throws before the half is over.
Yeah, prior to this game, the JV basketball team won 70-53, and there were only about 11 total fouls called in the game, and we've got 15 fouls called so far in the first half with 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So a little bit slower pace after kind of a frenetic pace in the first minute or so.
Yeah, it was, and I don't think I'd say the refs have been ticky-tacky necessarily. I think it's just been a physical game. As we said, it's hard fought. Both teams playing in man, and sometimes you get more calls when you play a style like that. So Christ School back up 1, survived the bit of a storm there, and now Thompson with the steal, and he makes it a 3-point game.
Great anticipation there by Kojak. You saw him watching his eyes, kind of baited Northam there into making the pass.
And Christ School's going with it looks like a 1-2-2 zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hadn't seen Trinity knock down a 3 yet. They've only taken 1. So I was kind of curious if a team was going to switch to a zone, and it looks like they're causing a turnover on one side and forcing a missed 3 on the other. Good defense there by Christ School, switching it up. Good job by Coach Sapelto and the staff.
And now looking for more points. Christ School has it under their own basket. Redmond to inbound. Have you seen Christ School do 1-2-2 yet this season?
No, this is the first time for me, unless they've done it on the road.
Oh, in his jersey there. Redmond can't finish, but Ajobo can.
Yeah, 5th offensive rebound for Christ School, 4th for Justice, who's able to put it home. He's got 10. Definitely a jersey grab.
They stay in the zone, and good help defense from the top there by Redmond. Turned into a double team and almost got the steal. It goes out off of him. So Trinity keeps it on the side there, but they are a bit rattled by this zone.
Yeah, it's been a good couple of minutes for Christ School. We had the technical foul called, only converted 2 of those, didn't score on offense, and the Greenies up 5.
Trinity happy to spread out the Greenies there, and Justice with a great help side block, but unfortunately they scooped up the rebound and finished there. Here's Wisnitzer's, kicks it out to Redmond. He slashes into the lane, and nice pull up 2. Gives the Greenies a 5-point lead with 2:30 left here in the second.
Trinity trying to beat the zone up the court, unable to do it. Ball is going to be off Gavin Biziak's foot. Greenies will take over.
They seem really comfortable running this zone defensively. It's pretty cool to see. They're very active, and Trinity has yet to really figure it out.
I would have been interested to see how that zone might have worked against Carolina Day yesterday. From what I remember, they only played man-to-man, and Carolina Day was doing a good job of getting to the hole. Is a great, he came down there at the end. That's going to be a foul on Brandon Arnold. May just be his first, but a great cut from Gabe Wisnitzer.
And an excellent sequence passing-wise. I mean, as the JV coach, we had a couple times in the game where they were playing 2-3 zone, and we got it to the elbow, and the guy held it too long, and they got trapped. In this case, they look inside to Justice. Drew passed it to him. He catches it and quickly passes it away to Ben. And as we like to say as coaches, the ball moves faster than the defense can, and that's certainly what happened there.
Yeah, so great job by Justice, able to make that pass inside the paint to a cutting Wisnitzer, who knocks down his last 4 free throws.
And the Greenies enjoying their biggest lead of the game, 31-24, closing in on 2 minutes in the half now. They're keeping any bodies out of the middle here in this zone. Trinity is staying on the outside. That's a very tough shot, but they call the foul on Wisnitzer, and that's trouble because that is number 3. He contested it. I don't know how far he actually jumped out there. But when you fall, you dare the ref to make the call, and they did.
You know, sometimes a coach says, you know, regardless of whether or not you got fouled, if you go down like that, especially with a player as important as Wisnitzer having 2 fouls, sometimes you can put a team into foul trouble. And Deontay Green and Gabe Wisnitzer both with 3, forcing Justice Ajobo into some heavy minutes here.
And some interesting decisions for Coach DePelto as far as how he wants to run both with what plays and what personnel. They're going 4 out, 1 in right now. Drive and kick action. Austin looked inside, but then passed it over to Brad Halverson. He drives, kicks it out to Redmond, pulls up for 2. That's long, and Trinity's going to bring it the other way with Northam.
It's Jaden Smith.
Couldn't make that one, gets his own rebound, and Justice is there to discourage the shot. Nothing he could do, and Justice gets the rebound.
Yeah, Justice with his hands in his air is about 8'5", maybe taller, so difficult there to get a shot up over the taller defender.
Good drive and kick to Austin, can't hit the 3. Everyone scrambles for the ball. Ajobo is the one who gets it. Here's Kojak to the lane, and he goes in.
That is a tough finish. 3 for 3 from the floor. Kojak Thompson, 3 layups, 3 tough finishes, and he's got 8.
Oh, good split on the double team there. I don't think we can give him the dunk there as the ball was coming out of his hands, but Arnold does finish that nice pass on the split from the double team. So 30 seconds left in the half here. What are you calling up, Coach Long?
I don't know. Some people want to go for 1 shot. I don't think you want to force it. Got the double team.
Yeah, as soon as they go to Justice, they're bringing 2, so they might be able to get someone open just off that pass out.
Yeah, I think they're going to go 1 shot here now with just 13 seconds left. Don't want to give Trinity a chance. If you miss a shot, great look from Kojak. Shot goes up. Pretty finish, Trey Austin.
And Thompson steals the inbound, found Austin, but he missed his short on the floater. But a great finish to the half by the Greenies. They will go into the intermission up 35-27.
Yeah, I think Trey got a little excited. Didn't quite know how much time was left. Wanted to get it up there. No good, but nonetheless, with 4 minutes remaining, Deontay picks up a foul, technical foul, picks up his 3rd. Greenies are only up 1. And from that moment on, really great couple of minutes for Christ School. What do you feel like they did to really change that momentum heading into the half?
Well, the zone made a big difference, and I think, you know, they were having trouble handling Marcotis Hall, and I think you go into a zone and maybe Trinity will figure it out, but for the moment they haven't, and they haven't been able to get him the kind of isolations or the kind of access to the rim that he wants, and so that really slowed their offense down, and the Greenies have kept patient on our offensive side and have gotten good looks, and that's really helped us extend the lead here.
Yeah, you mentioned 2 things there. One, I'd be intrigued to see coming out, is Christ School going to stay in that same defense? We know that Trinity's going to go in the locker room and try and devise something, and is that when you come out in something completely different to kind of throw the players off once again? And then 2, you mentioned Marcotis Hall. I don't actually know if Marcotis Hall played in that last 3 minutes. You know, there's a lot of times you always know when Marcotis is on the floor, and it didn't feel like either he was getting the ball or he was out there. So, you know, I'd be intrigued to see, you know, why he sat out. I think he only has 1 foul, so not quite sure why they would keep a player who has 12 points in the first half off the floor. But nonetheless, Greenies lead by 8. Couple guys in foul trouble, though.
Yeah, and you wonder if maybe the zone is also meant for that lineup where we have 4 active guard types and 1 big man instead of the typical 2 big men that we usually have. And if that's the case, then maybe that's why we're going to stay with the zone. And if later in the 3rd, maybe the 4th one, we bring back Green and Wisnitzer, maybe then we get out of it. But for now, it's doing the job.
Yeah, Justice managed to get out of that first half with just one foul, but played pretty much the last, I want to say, 12 minutes of the half, while at the same time, both Deontay and Wisnitzer going into the second half with 3. So really important there that Justice stayed out of foul trouble, but he was all over the offensive glass.
He was probably the player of the half for the Greenies, both with defensive stops, getting offensive rebounds, extending possessions, and then finishing inside. And I'd say, you know, we talked about how Halverson's kind of a microwave. He got that 1-3 to go, but I think that was about it, besides maybe a drive. And then Trey Austin hasn't had anything yet either. So hopefully those guys pick it up and they can get some offense there, especially if those big men are going to be out. Yeah,
absolutely. So we got 7 minutes and 30 seconds until the third quarter starts. Greenies lead by 8, 35-27 over the 16-3 Trinity School of Durham and Chapel Hill. We'll be back after this.
Hello?
Welcome to Cry School.
Cool.
Follow me.
Your future is coming for you. But don't worry, we'll get you ready.
Hi, my name is Brooke DePelto, and I'm the Dean of Academics and Curriculum at Christ School. Christ School is a small school. We only have 290 students, and that's great because when a school is small, when you have a school of our size, you're going to sit in the front of the classroom because there really is no back of the classroom. We see our students as individuals. We don't see them as a collective group. They're not a mass. They are people. They're individuals with hopes and dreams and goals, and our faculty see them for who they are, and they work with them to move them forward. We really believe in customizing a student's schedule to meet his needs. So if you're passionate about science, we have all the science classes you could dream of taking. If your strength is math, we offer 4 years of college math at the high school level. If you're passionate about language, you can double up in language. You can study Spanish and Arabic. You can study Arabic and Mandarin. You don't get to be a number, you get to be you. And as you get to choose the classes that best meet your ability and your needs and your desires. Research tells us that boys learn differently, and it's true. Boys are more active learners. In our Learning Resources program here at Christ School, we have different avenues to help our students. We have teachers who work with them to teach compensatory strategies. That program is really individualized, but it's within a class. We also have a writing center where students can receive one-on-one support with their written work. So we're working to augment our students' skills so that they can be the best students they can be here at Christ School. We try to use a variety of testing mechanisms. So students will take standardized tests, they'll take classroom exams, classroom assessments, but they'll also do project-based learning where they have to work in groups, where they have to be thoughtful and deliberate in creating and designing a project. We're really immersed in our community and we're immersed in our surroundings. Education doesn't just happen inside the walls of a classroom. There are opportunities everywhere, every day to learn and to grow. One of the really great things about an independent school is that you get to see your teachers in different lights. You see them as your teacher, you see them as your coach, you see them as your dorm parent, and so you build these multi-dimensional relationships in which you actually get to see your teachers as real people. Our teachers care about our boys, they care about them, and I'm going to come back to this again and again, because at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal, and that goal is to educate and prepare our boys for college.
I'm Mary Dillon. I've been at the school since 2001. Over the years, I've been an ESL teacher, an English teacher, and I've done theater since I first came here as well. In 2001, when I interviewed, I walked into the theater and I was charmed. This is a beautiful space. It's perfect for young performers. We're really lucky to have as many boys interested in theater as we do. We have different styles of theater. You never know what it's going to be, but the guarantee is that you will be in a production that will be well attended, that will be loved and respected. You know, there's nothing like standing in front of an audience. You must be a listener. You can't perform without listening. So much of an actor's job is to react and not just act. Those are sort of old-fashioned skills that theater still teaches that I think are very valuable. Everybody looks forward to the plays. They'll go away and they will have seen somebody in a new way that they may not have expected, and that's success. I think that's probably the greatest joy that I get out of my job. I mean, of course, we laugh like fools. That's great too. But to see them discover themselves, that's what it's all about.
Welcome back to the Greenie Dome for this special edition of the Christ School Basketball Network, where we kick the students out and the faculty are calling the game. I am Jamil Brenneman. Alongside me is shoot first, shoot off the dribble second, assist third, Bobby Long. We've seen a pretty good half here, and we have to mention that Trinity is a pretty good team. They're ranked high in the state, and Christ School does not seem intimidated by that as we begin the second half.
Yeah, the majority of the scoring coming from just two guys. That's Hall and the man who's going to the free throw line now, Arnold. Arnold's got 8 and 14 from Marcotus Hall.
We get an early foul there on Ajobo.
Yeah, his second. So big guys. Gabe Wisnitzer with 3, Deontay Green with 3, and 2 for Justice Ajobo now. So kind of dangerous territory for the bigs of Christ School.
They did start Wisnitzer, so 2 bigs in Wisnitzer and Ajobo to start with Austin, Thompson, and Halverson. But Wisnitzer's going to have to be careful with 3 fouls.
Yeah, you know, I think you got to start Justice in the second half. After that, the motor that he showed, you know, about 6 rebounds to go along with 12 points. So got to play him. Guys just got to be careful here.
Thompson looking inside. He gets it to Justice. He sees the defense. Now skips it over to Halverson. Long arcing 3 goes down, and that's his second of the game, and the Greenies go up 10.
I believe in NBA Jam, this is where he would be heating up.
He is heating up indeed, and a travel on Trinity, takes the ball the other way, and the Greenies are going to look to extend their largest lead of the game here. That was a great skip pass by Justice. He's missed that sometimes. He's thrown out of bounds sometimes trying to look opposite, but that was right on the money.
Yeah, kind of a no-look pass there to Brad Halverson. Great inside-out pass. I think for a shooter, that's easiest time to make a shot is when that pass does come from the inside. So good job there from Justice. Great conversion from Halverson.
Thompson puts it on the floor and finds Halverson again. Missed that one.
You know what I was waiting to say if he had made that one, Jamil.
I know. Thompson does hustle back and get the steal. And now putting them in the blender, but can't get the floater to go. And Trinity gets the ball back. Here comes Smith. Smith splits a few defenders.
There's Gavin Biziak to Marcotis Hall, his third shot attempt of the game, and that one goes home. He is a master of the mid-range, I would say, so far. He's knocked down every single one, hasn't hit the rim. He's got 16 in the start of the third quarter. Greenies lead by 8.
Thompson waiting, skips it over to Halverson. Drives in and splits the defense. A nice footwork there by Brad Halverson. Shooter, but he can put it on the floor.
Yeah, after missing his first few shots, he now has 8 points.
There's Hall again, misses that one. And Ojobo is there for the rebound. Greenies did a great job with the help defense there.
Great block there from Brandon Arnold. Kind of a Jarrett Allen from the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, if you are an NBA fan, you know who I'm talking about there. As Dinkins for the 3, short. Greenies an opportunity. We got 3-on-2.
Thompson goes all the way but misses it short. And now we're going to go back the other way with Trinity. Blocked by Ojobo, but they're going to call a foul. And Dinkins is going to go to the line. That was a smart play, really, to challenge Ojobo with the foul trouble. And the refs called it.
Yeah, real interesting play, I think, going both ways there. Brandon Arnold, who had just blocked a shot, didn't want to pick up his third. So as Kojak is coming into the lane, he just kind of moved out of the way. I think Kojak expected some contact there. On the other side, Dinkins doing a good job of creating the contact there on Justice, who will pick up his third. So all Greenies bigs with 3 fouls with a lot of time left, over 13 minutes in this game.
And Thompson's going to take a seat here. I thought they were going to sub out Ojobo, but he stays in. And Redmond checks in for Thompson. So they stay with the 2 talls. Bit of a roll of the dice here, I'd say, by Coach DePelto, but he really wants to keep those bigs in. I think he knows the advantage that it is, and he's gonna run with it as long as he can.
Yeah, with that rebound, we got a double-double for Justice here with 13 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. So a great game from Justice. I would say probably his best game back so far.
It's a good drop step, just a little short on his field goal. Northam leads the attack back for Trinity. Austin had no contact, Arnold had no contact at all from Wisnitzer there, being safe with the foul trouble, but could not make the shot.
Little high-low action here, looking in. Gabe Wisnitzer nearly blocked. That's going to be the 3rd foul on Gavin Biziak. And Gabe Wisnitzer will go to the line. He has made all 4 of his free throws so far. Hope I didn't jinx him, Jamil.
I hope so too. The Greenies doing a good job looking for the high-low. I think one thing they do is they sometimes, as he does indeed miss, thank you for that.
Yep, I'll go. I'm sorry.
And now Justice will take a seat as Kojak checks back in. One thing that sometimes happens is if they sometimes don't convert those inside passes, then they are a little less patient looking inside and they start to rely outside. But as long as they keep going inside first, I think that'll open up the rest of the offense, and hopefully they'll convert those 2.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think, one of the things that we saw in the Asheville Christian Academy game on Tuesday was we got about a 7-point lead, as there's a nice take from Northam, a 7-point lead to start the third quarter. There were about 2 passes that didn't get converted inside, and we started to settle. And next thing you know, ACA was up about 7 of their own. So got to continue to look inside no matter what, and realizing that if you miss 1 or 2 passes inside, you're going to get it back.
So Redmond to inbound here in the awkward side corner. But they just kicks it out to Thompson.
Yeah, no pressure from Trinity there. Kind of surprised. It is really tough to make a pass there because you can really only pass it back.
Wisnitzer does a good job to handle that entry pass. Thompson gets into the lane and finds Austin open for the three, and he nails it.
Trey Austin now with 9 points this game. His first three.
Now, and Austin given the task of guarding the difficult Hall. Arnold for three, and he hits it. He's going to dare Wisnitzer to step out a little bit more now.
Yeah, real impressed. He's got 11. Marcotis Hall with 16. Real impressed with those two. You know, I feel like while Marcotis Hall is mostly a mid-range inside guy, Brandon Arnold, he can do it all.
There's Wisnitzer inside, and he's just too tall. Good strength, good balance. Finishes even though he had two defenders on him.
You know, you can't teach height, Jamil. Brandon Arnold getting ready to spot up. Got a hand in the air, just made one.
Hall goes right at Austin, but he holds his ground and forces the air ball. Greenie's doing a good job here trying to turn the screw, go right back to Wisnitzer. Couldn't hit that half hook, though. A little flat and a little long. Northam comes back, slashes through and throws it out of bounds. Got out of control there and missed on the kick out.
Justice Ajobo will check back in for Gabe Wisnitzer. Quick break, kind of the only break since the first quarter for Justice.
Yeah, they want him in. Some token pressure here by Trinity, it looks like.
Yeah, Brandon Arnold, after knocking down that three, will check out of the game.
As does Hall.
So interesting, two players with a combined 30 points are going to check out with the Greenies up 9.
And there's Justice. Big size disadvantage for Trinity, and Justice makes them pay with a nice bank shot there.
You know, sometimes Justice will get the ball and wants to kind of take his time. I think on that one, he just got the ball, made a quick move, able to take advantage as that three is knocked down by Jesse Walters, the junior, 6'4".
Yeah, they will. These guys for Trinity right now will have to be more assertive with those other guys out. Austin for another three, missed that one, but Justice there on the rebound. Here's Redmond slashing through, finds Austin. He's going to go inside this time and draws the foul to go to the line.
Yeah, did a good job there by Drew Redmond to kick and get the ball to Trey. Decided not to take a second three. Instead, he'll go to the line and will shoot two.
Here on the first one makes it a 48-39 game. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Ajobo has stayed in, and you can see why. I mean, there's no one else within a couple inches of him, and with his vertical, he is eating them up on the boards. Another free throw for Austin.
Yeah, Trey Austin's got 10. Justice has been really tough. Got to be careful not to pick up his fourth foul. Hopefully I didn't jinx him again here. That was close.
Dinkins gets swatted. He did come down a little bit, but he got enough of the ball that the refs let it go.
Good job there by Kojak, pushing the pace, picking up a foul, and that will be the second foul on Jarius Northam.
And I think the coach has just told Justice, like, be careful. That was a nice block, but the refs probably could have called that one if they wanted to.
You know, sometimes it's hard enough to score on Justice just when he has his hands in the air. No need to come down and try and block the shot.
Redmond got to the elbow but couldn't hit that shot. Northam brings it back for Trinity. Dinkins picks it up in the corner. Doesn't have anything. Forced to call timeout.
Doesn't look like they have Hall or Arnold checking back into the game, so it'll be Walters, the Biziak brothers, Northam, and Dinkins.
And Wisnitzer's going to check in for Justice here, it looks like. They haven't gone to Deontay Green yet this third quarter, and I don't know if that's related to the technical, or it may just be that Coach DePelto wants his biggest guys in, because that's when the size advantage is the greatest, even though those guys have 3 fouls.
Yeah, you know, I think my guess would be that we're trying to get those big guys in. Both Justice and Gabe have done a great job on the glass, really forcing the issue on the offensive end. And you know, you gotta go with what's working. Up 10 points here in the third quarter. Going to keep those guys in as long as possible. And if we can somehow get into the fourth quarter with Gabe and Justice not picking up a 4th foul. That would be huge for Christ School. Oh, Arnold and Hall will check back into the game. Design play.
Dinkins, 4-3 from the corner.
Very Brad Stevens-esque inbounds play there from Romaro Smith. Great job there to drop a play to get Dinkins open.
You know, I wonder if that's a preset play, though, because they spent almost no time in the huddle. They were waiting on the ball under the basket basically almost as soon as they came out of the timeout. Redmond goes baseline, finds Kojak, one more to Halverson. He pump fakes, gets it in the lane, and was looking for Wisnitzer, but that pass got deflected out of bounds.
You know, after knocking down 2 of his last 3, I'm surprised Brad didn't take that shot, but was looking to be unselfish, get the ball into Gabe.
7-point game here, 1 minute left in the third. Looking inside. Wisnitzer and Arnold battling in there. Austin looking at him now, hits him at the free throw line. He squares up, pump fake, finds Redmond in the corner. Christ School happy to take their time here. Again to Wisnitzer, he gets doubled. The extra goes to Austin, he cuts in. No one taking a shot here for Christ School until Thompson pulls up inside and can't get it to go. Maybe a 2 passive there by the Greenies.
Yeah, a lot of unselfishness. You can, in fact, be too unselfish with 35 seconds remaining, up 7. Looking to get the ball inside. Hopefully Gabe doesn't pick up his 4th here.
Arnold pulls him out. He can hit. That one goes off, though, and Thompson gets the rebound.
Great job there by Austin to box out Hall. 17 seconds left. I'm guessing we're just going to see one shot here.
Coach called for one, so they're pulling it out. Kojak's going to get it. Probably call for a screen here or just do it one-on-one. Behind the back to Halverson for 3. Rims out. Arnold with the rebound. And that's how the third quarter is going to end, with the Greenies up 49-42.
Jamil, anything familiar about this score going into the third quarter?
Going into the fourth quarter?
Going into the fourth quarter, excuse me.
Is it a bit like it was against
Asheville Christian Academy?
Yes,
the exact same
on
score.
Tuesday.
But we talked about in that game, they got away from what they were doing well, getting the ball inside. And I feel like, you know, games like ACA, they're learning experiences. You know, we got some young guys. And in fact, with Redmond, just a sophomore, his first year on varsity, Deontay Green, just a freshman, Wisnitzer, just a sophomore. You know, it's games like that that prepare you, especially as we're heading into the playoffs here and what they're going to do. So I think here this last 8 minutes are going to be very important for Christ School's season. You got a great team, Trinity, in here, made the trek over from Durham. Christ School wants to come out of this game with a win, and you got to do what got you here.
I was going to say this is going to be a real test, because having that tough loss on Tuesday, having the very tough loss yesterday, how are they going to come out today? They came out really well. They've not been intimidated by this team at all, and now they're in a great position going into the fourth quarter. Can they close it out?
Yeah, just 2 shots from Marcotis Hall, who had 16 going into the quarter, just 2 in the second quarter.
A triple team on Ajobo to begin the possession here. They are really honing in on him, and we'll see if we can get some inside-out action for the Greenies. Bit of a force there from Austin, trying to enter it from the top of the key, but Christ School retains possession. Do you think the Greenies will try the stall that they did yesterday, where they held it at half court for a little bit?
Honestly, I'd be surprised. I feel like we're doing well. We're not really forcing any shots on the offensive end. We've done a good job of converting both inside and out as Kojak forces the issue, but they're going to call a travel. Looked like he was trying to gather the ball. I don't know if he ever actually had possession there, but that call can go either way.
Yeah, it's good action, though. With Kojak penetrating, that's always going to break down the defense, and Justice has to be ready for the layoff pass. So Smith starts the offense here, gets it to Hall on the wing. There's Arnold coming around the screen, misses the shot, and they battle for it. But Trinity retains possession. Here's Arnold with it again up top. He gives it to Smith, and they're going to reset.
Yeah, great play design there, though, to get Brandon Arnold an open shot. But when you have Justice coming from the backside, you never know exactly where he is as Dinkins. Pretty looking jump shot. He is 2 for 2 here in the last couple minutes. Greenies up 4.
Halverson drives baseline, swings it around. It comes around to Austin. He's got a good look for 3, and he cashes that. You cannot give him that much time. Trey Austin. Here's Dinkins. He puts it on the floor this time. Goes right up, and he gets
I think they're gonna
foul called.
I think they're gonna. Wow.
Oh, they called justice.
Oh
wow.
my goodness. I honestly, I don't want to say. Man, I don't.
Trey. You thought it was Trey.
I did. I don't understand. I feel like justice went straight up. I feel like the foul was on Trey, but they're going to give it to Justice. That's going to be his fourth with 6.5 minutes to go. I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
My guess is sometimes when you get bodies just flying around like that, you see contact and you maybe have trouble associating who exactly did what. It's unfortunate because that was a very clean block. And I don't know if Justice even made contact with him. He just came from the backside and swatted the ball. Trey was the one who was there earlier and actually bumped him a little bit.
Yeah, it was about 2 feet above the rim on that one. Nonetheless, Dinkins to the line.
Gets only the first one to go, so it stays a 6-point game here. Greenies up 52-46.
I don't know if you noticed this, Jamil. I feel like anytime someone misses the second free throw, it's because they're fading away. They make the first one.
They start stepping away from the shot.
Exactly.
Like it's a casual one. Yeah.
And he's done that twice today, so I'm surprised, especially with how well he's shooting from three, that he'd be struggling from the free throw line.
Deontay finds Thompson. He drives into the lane but has a tough shot and can't get it to go. Here's Hall in transition now. Goes right at Austin, draws the foul. Oh, and they're going to say it's a shooting foul, too. They're going to give him 2 on that.
Scared to think if he had converted that easy bucket there, they would have gotten 3. But he will go to the line. These are his, I believe, 11th and 12th free throws of the game so far.
Christ School's still getting pretty good looks on offense, but when they miss it, Trinity really looking to punish them in transition, especially if it's Kojak going up for a drive. When you have your point guard go for a shot, sometimes that leaves you a little vulnerable at the back in transition. You're going to have to watch out for that here as the quarter goes on. That free throw missed, though, so let's see how he does on this second one. Misses both. Those are big. And Christ School gets away with it.
Yeah, 3 big free throws in a row missed for Trinity.
Northam trying to make a play on the side there, tipped it out of bounds.
Looked like a defensive back coming in there, knocking the pass out of bounds. Good job.
He needed a slip and slide at the end, though, because he went face first and skidded for a little bit.
He went about 15 feet there. Nonetheless, great defense, great energy and effort.
Skip pass to Green. He gets it to Austin, and that's another 3. Trey Austin has found his shooting stroke here just at the right time, and the Greenies go back up by 9. Arnold tried to find Dinkins there. Good move by Halverson to run through the passing lane, tipped it out of bounds. Now the Greenies trying to get some momentum going.
Yeah, Deontay Green back in the game. Not sure if I mentioned that earlier. After picking up a couple fouls.
Going off the ball here with Halverson. That's going to be the 6th on the Greenies. Unless they already marked it on the scoreboard.
They did, yeah.
They did. Sorry, so that's 5.
Yeah, just the 5th, but obviously Dinkins a great three-point shooter as he's going to have an opportunity here. Shot up, no good. But a good look there. Another great design play, running him off either the single-double on either side, unable to convert.
So Greenie's getting into the offense here, looking high-low with Wisnitzer and Green. The guards pass it around the perimeter. Kojak has to break the 5-second call. He gets it over to Halverson. Looking inside, there's Green. Now he's going to go in. That's a bit off target, though, and goes out of bounds. Just rushed that pass from the top.
Yeah, I think he got a little excited. He saw Gabe's hand there. Also didn't want Arnold to jump out and tap it away, so threw it a bit too far away. Greenies still lead by 9 after 2 made threes from Trey Austin.
See if they go Dinkins or Hall here, or Arnold. It's Arnold from the elbow. He misses. Pretty good look, but good rebound by Wisnitzer.
Great looking jump shots from Hall, Dinkins, and Arnold. Been really impressed with them so far this game.
Looks like a full timeout for Coach DePelto. Let his guys catch their breath and gear up for this last 4 minutes and 36 seconds. We talked about trying to stay the course here in the fourth quarter, and they've done a good job. They've taken their 7-point lead and made it 9 here, but we've also seen glimpses where Trinity could get back in the game if Christ School lapses at all.
Yeah, they're running some great plays. Trinity is doing a good job of getting Arnold some space, getting Dinkins some shots. They're able to push the ball, get to the free throw line with Hall. On the offensive end, Christ School is still trying to get the ball inside, but they're doing a great job of collapsing, which has forced us to make that inside-out pass, and which is why we've seen Trey Austin so open. So Christ School realizing that it might be difficult to get some of those layups that they got before, but as long as you're converting those three-point shots, you're going to do a good job. The only thing with that, though, is that they only have 3 fouls against them. If you're not driving to the hole, you know, what happens when we get towards the end of the game, we've missed 3 or 4 threes in a row, and it's been a while since we've gotten at the free throw line. So look for Christ School to continue to get the ball inside, as coming out we will have Wisnitzer and Deontay Green.
Christ School hasn't done that zone at all this half, and I think that's because they've used their bigs more, but it's just an interesting thing to note. But they're on offense now, trying to extend that 9-point lead. Hobson has it top. Deontay flashing at the elbow. Ooh, almost dragged his foot there.
So they got Trey Austin running the baseline. We're going to have
looked like a wraparound, but he handles the pass.
That's a tough pace to post from.
Christ School happy to take their time here, get the shot they want.
Yeah, good point. Time and score is what my dad always said. Realize you're still up 9. There is no need to force anything. And if the shot isn't there, if the inside pass isn't there, there is no reason.
There's Green, who had a bit of space there, but again, Christ School happy to pass it out. And you talked about the 3 fouls. That's going to potentially become a problem for Trinity here if more time goes off the clock. Great pass, but great pass by Halverson. And I thought pretty good defense by Arnold as well.
Yeah, we saw it a couple of minutes ago where Brandon Arnold went up and blocked Wisnitzer on a dunk attempt. We saw the same thing. I'm not going to lie. I thought he got it clean again. So hard to block a guy 6'11" like that, but Arnold doing a great job. That is his 3rd foul.
First free throw is good for Wisnitzer. Makes it a 10-point game.
Yeah, it was Wisnitzer 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
We talked about free throws today, and I think Christ School's probably won that battle percentage-wise so far.
100%. Yeah, we only took 6 last game. Excuse me, only took 10 last game. I believe we're already at 16 or 17 so far, and we've missed just 2.
It makes a big difference as it's now an 11-point game, and you think about those free throws that Trinity missed even during that technical foul sequence. They seem little at the time, but those add up really quickly.
Yeah, it's a game of runs is what they say, and right now Christ School on a 8-0 run, and they're going to call a foul on Trey Austin. And you know what? That's a good move, good strong move there by Dinkins, finishing with the left hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much wrong Austin did there. He was battling just as much as Dinkins was. Would have liked to see that call go, but maybe because of the soft foul over here, they get one on their side.
Yeah, good point. Dinkins to the line. Struggling from the free throw line he's knocked down 2 threes, made that tough shot, but unable to convert the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Now they got Dinkins on Wisnitzer, so they switch it now, though, so Arnold will still be on him. And Christ School again going to take their time and drive around him. Ooh.
Dangerous pass.
The left-handed wraparound from in the paint by Halverson. They skip it around. Here's Thompson with Smith on him. Thompson not scared to go one-on-one and just kill some clock.
Good defense there by Jaden Smith, and we're gonna get a timeout from Jeff DiPelto. Not sure if they were gonna say that he was out of bounds. Always dangerous when you drive baseline there because you can't quite tell where your feet are. And more often than not, we see people step out of bounds there, but nonetheless, going into the timeout, Greenies up 11, lengthened the lead.
Indeed, and one more thought on that baseline drive is sometimes you get bumped. Sorry, you usually get bumped, and sometimes the refs are going to call it, sometimes they won't, but that bump can send you out of bounds, and that's where it's a risk. But the Greenies do get it under their own basket, and Coach DiPelto wanted to confirm that, so he's going to draw up a play for him here. Let's see what they get, maybe get an open look, maybe slipping a screen.
Yeah, spent a little extra time with Kojak there, so I'd imagine he will be a part of this. 3 guys low.
Or they may just look to go long. Oh, they post up Green on the block. Oh, but he just kicks it back out.
I think if he was able to gather that a little bit better, he would have gone right up.
Yeah.
Good defense by the junior Jesse Walters.
Hesitation move there, gets Kojak into the lane. He found Wisnitzer, but Again, Greenies content to just pass it around, even on penetration. Started to back him down, but then kicks it out.
Kind of enticing them there with an open lane.
Yeah. Oh, there's Hall, and he gets a bit of the ball. No, a scramble, and Hall ends up with it. Spins on Halverson. They go for the charge.
Great job there by Brad Halverson. Kind of saw Marcotis Hall a little out of control. Went for the spin move, took the contact. He falls down. And great job there by Brad Halverson to get the ball back after a turnover. We're going to see a 2-2-1 full court press. So yeah, it looks like the fans of Trinity were looking for an over and a back, but you need, I believe, all 3 points to cross.
Yeah.
And he only had one there as just 1 foot went over.
And another battle between between Wisnitzer and Arnold, and Wisnitzer wins this one. No fouls called. 59-48. Greenies up, and Dinkins draws the foul on Halverson there. Caught him on the arm as he went up for his shot.
Yeah, it looks like Dinkins feels most comfortable if he's not getting a spot-up shot or coming off a screen. He likes to take 1 or 2 dribbles to the left. And Halverson got his hand in there, and Dinkins will go to the line. He's missed his last 2 important free throws. That one is good.
That one goes. I was just going to say on the other end, before Wisnitzer made that tough shot, he did a good job not panicking at half court. You know, when you get around that half court line, it's easy to panic, travel, make an errant pass. He just held his breath, took his time, got it across, and got us into the offense.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, I think a lot of people feel like the point guard is the most important person on a press, and unless you're breaking the press by yourself, that most important person is the person in the middle of the court, as we see here. If that person is comfortable with the ball, chances are you're probably going to get the ball across.
Redmond taking on some pressure, but deals with it well. Now it's Halverson with the ball.
So Trinity's playing some tough defense here. You know, they're getting their hand in there, saying, look, if you want to call the foul, you can call the foul, but we're going to play physical, and if you're not going to call it, hopefully we can get a chance to get the ball back.
They are running out of time. They're still down 9, and now they finally take a
Yeah.
Oh, did they call over and back? They did.
They did. His foot stepped on the line. Good pressure there from Jesse Walters. And you know what? We were just saying, you know, you kind of run out of time. That's exactly what you're looking for there.
Yeah, force the refs to make a call that it's a foul or try to get a steal or a turnover. They do get the turnover there. They still have only given us 5 fouls, so they need 2 more fouls before Christ School will be shooting free throws. But Trinity has the ball on offense now, and Hall's going to try a 3. And it's good from the corner.
Yeah, he's over 20 for the game. First 3-point attempt we've seen from him. And they're going to have to start fouling here soon.
They do foul Austin.
And this is when we come to the point of the game where free throws are the most important thing. If you knock down your free throws, it will not be a game. But if you go 1 for 2 and they come down and knock a 3, that's when they start to get back in it. So 6-point game. Deontay Green, the freshman, will go to the line, having not played the majority of the second half due to foul trouble.
Yeah, and now we're going to see a lot of the offensive-defensive substitutions where Redmond will go in for Wisnitzer on defense, and Wisnitzer will come back in for him when Christ School is on offense. First free throw for Green.
1-1, got to make the first. Nice job there from Deontay Green. And Jamil, this is the part of the game that my wife can't stand. When it slows down, you're under 2 minutes and a team is fouling, and they say there's only 1 minute left on the clock, and then I'll come help with the dishes, and she's like, I know that's going to take 15 minutes. But nonetheless, 2 important free throws made there by Deontay. Came in, knocked him down, looked real comfortable.
8-point game here, 61-53. Arnold on the drive.
And 1.
Gets it to go, and 1 indeed.
That is a tough finish, got the ball, great pivot there. Straight line drive, and finished over the taller defender.
It's funny, I was wrong there. I thought Redmond would come in for Wisnitzer for defense. They actually kept Wisnitzer in there, and he was there to contest the shot, but unfortunately did a little too much and actually made the foul.
So Justice Ajobo will check in for Wisnitzer. Kind of an interesting tactic here, knowing that they're going to foul. Gabe is 7 of 8 or 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Justice not always the most comfortable from the free throw line, but I doubt they're going to give him the ball here.
Quick foul on Thompson by Smith.
First 2 points of the game were converted from the free throw line from Kojak Thompson. We talked about at the beginning of the game, Kojak had some free throws he wishes he could have gotten back yesterday, but goes to the line confident knowing that after making his first 2, and he's had a solid game so far, that all he's got to do is trust in the work that he's put in over the last couple years here at Christ School, and he's going to knock these down as they lead by 5 with 55 seconds remaining.
Here's a question some people might have. Why doesn't Christ School put 2 guys on the line for offensive free throws?
Good question. I think, we see a lot of teams do that. I feel like one thing, if you have 2 guys there, chances that a guy tries to go in for a rebound off of a miss increase, which increases your chance of getting a foul. And that's the last thing you want to do is put Trinity to the line.
That's right.
With no time coming off the clock. And you want to have guys back. You miss a shot, somebody could potentially throw the ball long as well. So Jaden Smith goes up. Might have gotten hit, no call. Deontay Green will come in for Drew Redmond. So after knocking down those 2 free throws.
We're going to say Ojobo had clean defense there, which discouraged the shot. And now they put Ojobo on the furthest end of the court, away from the ball, away from where he might get fouled and sent to the line.
You can tell who the most confident free throw shooters are by who are running to the ball in the last minute of the game. Yes. Brad Halverson ran right to the ball, got fouled. So whenever that happens, a guy feels comfortable, ready to go to the line to knock down 2. Still 1-on-1 situation. Got to make the first to get a second. Greenies lead by 7.
Big free throw there. And Halverson actually was one who had missed a couple clutch free throws in the last couple of games, but he had no hesitation on that one.
It's a tough situation. You're there. You're the only one on the line. Here's another reason you might put another person there. If you have a situation where your free throw shooter is the only person on the team there,
yeah.
If you don't have a teammate, maybe you don't feel as comfortable. You're, all eyes are on you. Kind of like when you're shooting a technical free throw.
Right. In this case, 4 defenders, 4 opponents staring at you.
Exactly. So Trey Austin stood there, and you know what? With 1 minute and 2 seconds left, Trinity started fouling. Since then, Christ School 6 for 6 from the line. So that's what you like to see. We knew it was 59-53. It was a 6-point game, but now we're at a situation where it's a 9-point game, and if they're not converting on this end, and you're knocking down your free throws,
it becomes a very comfortable ending to the game.
Exactly. 7 for 7. Yeah.
66-56. This is looking like it's going to be less and less like the ending of the Rockets-Raptors game yesterday, which ended up being way closer than people thought it might be.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard with a 3-point attempt to tie going into the at the last second. Rockets 12-5 since Chris Paul went out with a hamstring injury. Little NBA Dinkins. That's his 3rd 3-point attempt of the game.
And that was from way downtown. So they're going to have to foul here. They're trying to press first, force a turnover. They're not going to get one. And now they're going to lose a lot of clock.
Yeah, you got to foul. Interesting, I think maybe they were attempting to see if they could get, a bad pass there, but doing that gave Christ School the opportunity to take 10 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, and a different scenario where you've got maybe a little more time or it's a closer game, you can afford to try for that trap. But in this case, good shot by Trey Austin. In this case, you have to foul immediately. And by not, they lost another at least 10 seconds on the pass ahead to Trey Austin.
Yeah, I would imagine at this point, even if Trinity knocks down a 3, 10 for 10 from Christ School.
Yeah, maybe no fouls anymore.
Jesse Walters, good-looking shot there, no good. Brandon Arnold, they're going to call it goaltending on Justice. But with 9 seconds left, up 8, they'll probably try and go for a steal. If they don't get it, I doubt they're going to foul, and they don't here. Real classy choice there by Justice. Might have broken the backboard, forcing the athletic department to have a difficult weekend there.
And you would not have liked that very much.
No, I mean I would have liked it initially.
Yes.
And then I would have realized, oh, that's my job to replace the backboard now.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ultimately, a fantastic game by Christ School. Trinity comes in 16-3. They had a great first quarter. They led 17-14. And Christ School Well, Jamil, what do you feel like they did well today to come away with this victory heading into the weekend?
I think they just had a kind of complete performance. They got the threes when they needed them. They didn't abandon the inside game at all. They kept punishing Trinity there. And really, the game kind of hinged on those couple of minutes when Hall was out, when they went to the 1-2-2 zone. Even though they didn't use the zone in the second half, that got them the lead, got their confidence up, and they rode it and never really had a letdown in the second half.
Yeah, you can kind of look to that moment, though, in the second quarter when the game was tied. It was a 1-point game, and they took Marcotis Hall out, who had like 16 points at that time, and the Greenies got an 8-point lead. You know, I kind of feel like we're going to continue with basketball references here today. When the New Orleans Pelicans take out Anthony Davis, there's just nothing that they can do.
Yeah.
And I've been very impressed with the play of Brandon Hall and Dinkins and you know, actually the Biziak brothers as well as Jesse Walters. They all played very well, but it was a great couple minutes from Christ School as they switched into the 1-2-2 zone and made life difficult for Trinity.
And credit to Coach DePelto. I mean, he had those bigs in foul trouble, but he kept them in because he knew that was an advantage that we had. And in the second half, he kept in Wisnitzer, he kept in Ajobo, and he even used Green there, and Green made a big assist to Trey Austin, which helped bump the lead on the three-pointer that he made. So overall, a great performance by the Greenies, and really I have to say a great response from two very difficult losses. And the day after, to come in and not be intimidated at all and not put your head down when you hit some adversity, a really nice win for them.
Yeah, and in fact, you know, you mentioned great job by Coach DePelto and the staff to really deal with guys in foul trouble. None of the bigs fouled out.
Yeah.
So Deontay and Gabe both had 3 fouls. You had 2 fouls for Justice, and I think Justice picked up his 4th, but the other 2 guys, I don't even think that they picked up a 4th foul. So great job by those guys, you know, picking their battles, making sure not to contest an unnecessary shot. And Christ School able to come away with a great win, 69-61. They'll move to 10-11 on the season. Trinity to 16-4. Christ School will play again the 4th home game in a row. I believe they play this week against Raven Gap. I'll need to check that. But, you know, heading into what is now playoff season, you know, just about 2 or 3 games left until Christ School. We'll find out what seed they're in. Might have 1 home game, and then they'll head on the road. But basketball wraps up this month. February 21st and 22nd would be the semifinals and finals of the NCISA 4A state championship. So a great win for Christ School, moving in the right direction, and the opportunity to finish strong.
We hope they'll build on that, and we hope you'll join us next week for the next home game here on CSBN. The students will be back, but for today, thank you for joining us. For Bobby Long, I'm Jamil Brenneman. Have a good day.
Have a great one. Thanks.